What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. We're back here today with another rebuild here on NBA 2K24, as today we're going to be doing the Indiana Pacers. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you are new to the channel. As always, greatly appreciated. We're currently now on the road to 50,000 subs. If you're not subbed around here, want to help us out with that goal, that'd be awesome. Other than that, really quick plug, I do have another episode of the Hoops Crush podcast dropping today. Their link to the channel will be down in the description below. I'll probably put the video link down in the description below as well. But in episode 2, we ranked the top 10 young cores in our opinion around the league. So I'll be featured over on Blazers Uprise channel. Can't think of enough for the continued partnership with them. But let's talk about the Indiana Pacers today, because I really love what the Pacers have done. Obviously, they went outside Bruce Brown to a nice little contract. I think he'll be a really good player for them. They had to pay him a bag to, steal him from Denver. They still have Benedict Mathurin, of course, with Tyrese Haliburton. I love those two as a duo in the future. Buddy Hield is the subject of a lot of trade conversation. Miles Turner's obviously been in those conversations for quite some time as well. So these two definitely probably aren't safe throughout the video, but we shall see. They just drafted Jarris Walker, of course, as well, who's all the way down here at a 74 overall. So there's a lot to be excited about with this Pacers team. But if we look at the rotation going into this season, this is what 2K wants to run: is Haliburton, Mathurin, Buddy Hield, Jarris Walker, Miles Turner, Bruce Brown, Obi Toppin, TJ McConnell, and Aaron Nesmith. I'm actually okay with this rotation. We can go ahead and run this the way they have it right now. I most likely will stop at the trade deadline to 100,000% trade Buddy Hield. There's been some rumors about trading him anyway. I love that we're starting Jarris Walker right out of the gate. Obviously, I could send him to the G League, and we can go that route, but I'm actually fine with just starting him and giving him a role here. And obviously, you could start Obi Toppin if you wanted, but I'm fine with starting the rookie and seeing what he can do for us. So we're going to go ahead, simulate year number 1. There's a lot that still needs to be done, most likely at the deadline. Maybe we could trade TJ McConnell as well. But Buddy Hield is definitely going to go at the trade deadline. But other than that, proficiency, 4-star perimeter centric. Yeah, I think I'm good. We're going to go ahead to simulate this season. We're going to see how things go. Are we a play-in team, a playoff team, or are we just a lottery team? Let's see what 2K thinks, and let's trade Buddy Hield at the deadline. Today's video is brought to you by Prize Picks. Prize Picks is a player props app that's available on mobile or desktop, and with basketball right around the corner, we're in the midst of the preseason now. There's no better time than to sign up for Prize Picks. It imbues your gaming and our watching experience just tenfold. Basically how it works. And I will tell you right now, they pretty much have almost like every sport you can imagine. They have hockey, they have esports, they have obviously NBA season props right now as well if you wanted to go bet on some season props. And they got NFL, of course, baseball, like literally they got a bunch of different things. But basically how it works is you choose between 2 to 6 players, 2 players being 3 times your money, all the way up to 6 players being 25 times your money. And all you do is pick the stat that they show you, and you go over or under on the stat. You don't have to play anybody else. It's you against the projections. It's that simple. If they had like some actually NBA, preseason props, I would show you. But right now they have these seasons props up that if you think Anthony Davis is going to average 25.5 points per game, choose the over. If you think it's going to be less than that, choose the under. It's that simple. Basically, it's you against the numbers. That's all it is. So if you want to go ahead and sign up for Prize Picks, like I said, it's a great time right now with the NBA season coming around the corner. I have a link down in the description below. Use code Crushables. They match your deposit dollar for dollar up to $100. The tool I've been using on the NFL season so far is DGF's Fantasy Optimizer and also their correlation tool. Basically, they do the math for you. You don't even really have to think about anything. You don't even have to watch the sport. They put all the props in front of you, and they basically tell you what's profitable long term. So they're saying right now, this is on CSGO. They got over 31.5. They say that has a over 55% chance to hit. But sometimes you'll get some on here that are like 60 and above. Sometimes I've even seen like 70% or above. And then one thing I actually really love using is a correlation tool. Correlation has been a lot of fun to use. Basically, you put in a slip that's just like really correlated and profitable. And I've had some really good ones on here. So if you want to sign up for DGF's Fantasy Tool, that is also down in the link in the description below. So go ahead and use my code over there as well. Other than that, though, thank you to Prize Picks and DGF for sponsoring this video. So as promised at the trade deadline, we're here to make some moves. And this first offer, I think we got to do with Philadelphia 76ers. They get to reunite themselves with TJ McConnell, who started his career in Philadelphia, if not mistaken. Yep, absolutely. Had a triple-double there at one point, if I remember correctly. And we trade a second-round pick. But we get a 24-year-old Paul Reed, and I feel good about this trade. So the 76ers get themselves a veteran backup point guard. They do have another backup center like Mo Bamba right now, so maybe they're okay with getting rid of Paul Reed. So we're going to do this trade and we get Paul Reed, which is great. So that's a great start for me at the trade deadline. And then, of course, Buddy Hield was also subject of a guy I wanted to trade here. Right now, he's averaging 14 points per game on 42% shooting from three. So doing really good. I think there's a lot of contenders that would line up for a guy that shoots 42% from three, obviously. So let's take a look at, what we're offered around here. So this one, very appealing. We get an expiring salary and a future first for Buddy Hield. Might have to jump on that. Luke Kennard, a first round pick from the Grizzlies. So both these trades, really love them. We get a shooter and Kennard if we wanted to replace Buddy Hield, and a first. Yeah, Doug Robinson and a first round pick. So yeah, we're definitely getting some great offers for Buddy Hield and then Tim Hardaway, but it's not an expiring contract. So I think I would rather value the expiring salary, of course. So it's just a matter. Do we want do we want the Miami Heat's pick? Do we want the Grizzlies pick? Or do we want the Clippers pick? 2028, and then this is 2028. So all 2028. Who do I bank on being the worst in 2028? I would have to presume Miami might not be a bad option, and the Grizzlies feel like they have a bright future. I think we're ultimately going to go ahead and choose the Clippers offer, though. Marcus Morris in the future first. If I had to bank on any team being the worst, it'd be the Clippers, although they do have, the LA appeal there, so free agents could, obviously flock there. But it's fine. We're going to do this trade. We may not even make it to 2020 in this video. So yeah, I'm feeling good about that. One thing I do want to do, though, is I do want to build, or I want to move Paul Reed to center. I don't really want to play him at the 4. So Paul Reed, it may go down in overall. It actually goes up. So yeah, he's going to be our backup 5 of the future, which I feel good about. I know we have Isaiah Jackson, but I still feel really good about having Obi Toppin and Paul Reed. And then that gives Andrew Nembhard the backup point guard spot. I'm trading McConnell, so that's a huge thing we achieved as well. Bruce Brown is hurt at the moment, so that will push Jordan Nwora out of the rotation once he is healthy. But this is what it's looking like for the rest of the season. I mean, we're 19-33. I don't expect a play-in, team this year. If we're a lottery team, I think that's better for the future anyway. But I'll go ahead and see you guys at the end of the season. But I feel like that was a very, very successful trade deadline. So at the end of the season, John Morant wins MVP, Vic's Rookie of the Year, Chris Paul 6th Man, Claxton Defensive Player, Paul Reed wins Most Improved. That seems to happen a lot, but now that we have him on our team, it feels a lot better. Trae Young Clutch Player, and then Taylor Jenkins Coach of the Year. Can't imagine Halliburton might make one of these because of how much stats he puts up. Yeah, so it makes an all-NBA third team, all defense first team, and all defensive second team. Did Jarris Walker make an all-rookie first team? No, but he did make an all-rookie second team, which is cool. Chris Murray also made it. But regardless, we actually went out and became a play-in team this year. So that's actually pretty exciting. Obviously, in the past, Pacers have been a play-in team, and that's just kind of like a mediocre play-in team. But I feel like as a young roster, I felt pretty good about being a play-in team. So 22 and 10 from Halliburton. You had 17 from Mathurin and 17 and 8 from Miles Turner with 2 blocks. 11 from Bruce Brown, 11 from Obi Toppin, and then 10 from Nwora. 9 from Andrew Nembhard, 9 from Aaron Nesmith. So not too shabby. Jarris Walker with 8, 7, and almost a block per game. But do we get out of the play-in is the question. We do not. We, get eliminated out of the Raptors. That's totally fine. I think I'm okay with, drafting in the lottery, adding another young piece to the puzzle here. So let's see. Wow. Portland is about to make it to the NBA Finals. They did. Wow. Okay. DeAndre Ayton dominating is your conference finals MVP. Celtics Blazers, and the Blazers go on to win the championship. All right. DeAndre Ayton, finals MVP. Shout out to the Blazers, I guess. AFC championship. But Rudy Gay, these are all the retirements we have here. Not worried about any of them. Did I see a Pacer retiring? Or am I tripping? I'm tripping. Okay, let's go to lottery. So, can't imagine we get a very high lottery pick. We're projected like pick 13 or 12. That's from Oklahoma City? What trade is that from? Is that from... I was about to say the Paul George trade, but that doesn't make any sense, right? It probably doesn't. Yeah, I don't think there was a pick involved in that trade. I actually don't remember what trade that's from. Regardless, someone will remind me in the comments. I just can't think of it at the top of my head. But let's see if we also projected pick 9. I mean, if we get lucky, jump into top 4 from pick 9 or even 12, I feel pretty good about that. So let's see what happens here. Wow. We jumped up to number 1. Are you serious? Like, what kind of luck is that? Okay, so we get number 1. And then we also did Thunder got their pick back. So it must have been protected for whatever trade that was. But from 9 to 1, I mean, we'll take it. Obviously, I wish this was next year's draft class where we got Cooper Flag. That would be pretty cool. But number 1 here, regardless, still really awesome. So we can go ahead and take Buzelis or whatever we want to do here. Or, the center, which actually, I think Adam is the pick here because Miles Turner, as great as he is kind of, growing out of the timeline just a bit. Nothing crazy. He's not like 30 or anything, but he's like about to be 28. So I feel like we can maybe comfortably move on from him now and, go towards this young core with a new center in town. So I think that's what we're going to do. So let's go straight to draft night. And let's maybe think about trading Miles Turner here because we're going to go ahead and probably, let's see what the scouts say we should do. Some mock drafts. We got Buzelis. We can take him at number 1 or Adam, which is who I think I'm going to take. Personally, but we'll see. Round 2, doesn't matter. 2K thinks we could take Adam NBA.com thinks we could take Adam. So Sport News has got us taking Montes Buzelis, and then 2K and NBA.com have us taking Adam, which I think I am going to take the UCLA big with my #1 overall pick. So I'm going to go ahead and trade away Miles Turner here before we get into draft night. So I'm trying to talk to the Dallas Mavericks about giving them Miles Turner. I think Miles Turner would be a really good fit next to Luka and Kyrie Irving, obviously. I'm throwing Cleveland here, a salary filler. I'm trying to get Jaden Hardy as a future 6-man. Seth Curry's also just salary filler. And I'm going to see if I can get a future first out of them as well. All this for Miles Turner. I don't know what they'll say to this, but we're going to offer it. They want a protection backup 2026. They're also going to throw me Tim Hardaway. I'm good on that. I don't really want to do that. So do I want to just take Jaden Hardy from them and not worry about getting a first round pick? Because I think getting Jaden Hardy alone would be really, really good value. 16 points per game, 22 years old. Could be a really good 6-man for us in the future. I'll even take out the first round pick and let's see what they say to that. They want a top 5 protected. I do not want Tim Hardaway. I mean, whatever you do at it. I mean, if we want to do it, let's say we did Tim Hardaway and Jaden Hardy. That's it. Like, we get Jaden Hardy as the main guy, the main piece of this puzzle. They're going to want a first round pick. I don't want to give up an unprotected pick, so we're not going to do that. If they don't want to do that, let's say we did Tim Hardaway in the 10th pick. What do you say? They want my future 2027, so we're not getting anywhere so far. I'll take your 2028 first. I get Tim Hardaway as an expiring contract. I'll do this trade. They agree. So yeah, I wanted Jaden Hardy. Unfortunately, the Mavericks were hard negotiators, so we weren't able to do that. And I still feel like we could flip Tim Hardaway for like a couple seconds or something in the future, maybe even a first if we're lucky. But he was actually really good last year, so him as a veteran isn't the worst thing in the world either. But yeah, Miles Turner is gone. We get another future 2028 pick, so we have 2 future picks in 2028 from 2 different teams, which feels good. So hopefully those end up being really good for us. But let's get into draft night and take our replacement big and Adam Mara. Welcome to the team, my friend. UCLA big. And then, do we have another first? We did at 27. So we're also going to go ahead and take Mark Mitchell, I think. So we're going to take Mark Mitchell here, and that will be our draft. So just like that, 6'8" forward, we get Adam at the top. So we're going to have Adam, Mark Mitchell. We have Deron Holmes, so I'm going to select draft as well. And sign in Goran. I'm not going to worry about as much. So we'll go with those guys. Bruce Brown, I'm actually going to accept. I don't really think I'm going to be using this money anywhere else, so I might as well just bring him back as a really good, role player. So we'll bring him back. And then qualifying offers, Aaron Nesmith, Obi Toppin. 2 guys I wouldn't mind bringing back. Nesmith averaged 9 points on 37% shooting. Obi Toppin 11, and not too bad. So I'm willing to bring both of them back. But free agency, we could go out there and sign like a big MLE sign if we wanted to, which I still might, but we'll see. So right now it's Halliburton, Nimbard. Yeah, Bruce Brown, Benedict Mathurin as our guard rotation. Tim Hardaway right now would be the starting 3. So we're kind of running into like Buddy Hield situation all over again there. Jarris Walker, and then we have Mark Mitchell and Deron Holmes as backups. And then now we have Adam, Paul Reed, and still have Isaiah Jackson as a 3rd-string center. So not too shabby here. But obviously, I think I honestly kind of just want to flip Tim Hardaway right away. I don't think there's really any point of us keeping him in the season. So we're going to go ahead and try to trade him for maybe a different player or a couple seconds or whatever it may be. So unfortunately, there wasn't really anybody that made sense as far as a Tim Hardaway trade. I came close to one with Miami, but the more I thought about it, the more I didn't think it made any sense. So we're just going to go ahead and leave him on the roster. And I'm looking at small forward options here, and I kind of have an interesting one with either Josh Green or Isaac Okoro. We have a little bit of money where we can throw both of them a restricted offer sheet, whatever you want to call it. So Okoro or Josh Green, I actually love both of them as an option. Obviously Okoro could be that 3-and-D wing. He does get better shooting as you go along in 2K. So kind of like the idea of him. There's like Nesmith we can bring back as well, obviously. But if I'm going to bank on a starting small forward, I could definitely see it being Isaac Okoro, and I could also see Cleveland not matching it. Josh Green, I feel like Dallas would have to match it. So I feel like Cleveland may see Okoro as a little bit more expendable. So I'm going to go ahead and offer Okoro a 4-year deal, $14 million per year. Obviously, Indiana in the past has offered, restricted offer sheets in the past with, DeAndre Ayton. So I'm going to try to get Isaac Okoro as our brand new small forward of this team. I do have to renounce Obi Toppin in order to do so, which kind of sucks. But I'm willing to do it. We get Isaac Okoro. I feel really good about that. So Isaac Okoro, welcome to the Indiana Pacers, my friend. And I feel like we almost should have enough maybe to go get Obi Toppin again. Maybe not. He may still be out of our price range. So I don't know what he's asking for, but let's see. So he's asking for $10 million. We can't be that far off. I was about to say, I still want Obi Toppin back if I can get him back. And if we can get him back, that's a home run in my opinion. So nope, he goes to Pistons. All right, so we don't get Obi Toppin back, which sucks, but we can still sign a good power forward here. So I'm not too upset with that. So yeah, we need a backup 4, I believe, which is the main thing. So yeah, backup 4 would definitely be ideal at this moment. So I'm going to sign, if we just even get like a vet, that's fine with me because I don't really see any great options here. Let's see if there's anybody else that might just be a little bit out of the price range. Like Sadiq Bey Might be a little bit out of our range right now. Denny of Dia, wouldn't mind taking a chance on him. He's also unrestricted. So, I mean, it could sound like a Denny of Dia here. Although I do like Jarris Walker. Jalen Smith, we can bring back. Jordan Nwora, we can bring back. Keita Bates-Diop. I might just sign a vet for this season. Like, let's say we sign like a Kyle Anderson slow-mo. Let's do that. Let's sign a slow-mo as a backup for the future. Actually, perfect mentor for like Jarris Walker. And we could also like flip him at the deadline if we need to. So I don't mind it. We get a vet in the building. We'll do that. Player progression, we have Halliburton up. We have Benedict Mathurin up to. Okoro's up to an 80, which is really ideal because obviously I just took a chance on him as our starting 3 for the future. Bruce Brown down 1 overall. So I think flipping him at the deadline may not be the worst idea in the world either. Nembhard, Anderson's up. Jarris Walker's up. Isaiah Jackson's up. And so is Paul Reed. So pretty solid roster. I don't think we have it all figured out just yet. Obviously, we just added Adam to this equation. Kenyon Martin, I actually thought about signing him as well, and he ends up on our Summer League team, which is kind of interesting. But regardless, let's go ahead and look at this rotation for year number 2. So rotation for year number 2 is going to be Halliburton, Benedict Mathurin, Isaac Okoro, Jarris Walker, Adam Mara, Bruce Brown, Tim Hardaway, Kyle Anderson, Andrew Nembhard, and then that leaves Isaiah Jackson and Paul Reed both out of the rotation. So both our backup 5s not getting any minutes. I mean, I think we got to play a backup 5, right? So I'm going to go ahead and run a 10-man rotation, take the bench utilization down maybe just a little bit. But yeah, I'm banking on Okoro, hopefully shooting better this year as our starting 3 for the future. Be that 3-and-D wing that we're looking for. He could probably get up to like an 82 overall at the very least, I believe. Jarris Walker, hoping he can keep progressing as another good defender down there. And Adam. So we might have our starting 5 of the future here, potentially. Maybe not. We'll see. I obviously might have to make a big trade here soon. We might do that. We'll see. But Bruce Brown, Hardaway, Kyle Anderson, 3 guys on our bench right now. I could definitely see myself trading at the deadline. So if I do stop the deadline to make like a big trade, I will show you. But other than that, I'm going to go ahead, start simulating year 2. So we're going to start with the trade deadline. Things are not going well whatsoever at the moment. We're going to start with trading Bruce Brown over to the Miami Heat. So we're collecting yet another 2028 draft pick. So 2028 better be our year because we're going to have 4 picks in that draft potentially. We get Duncan Robinson and a expiring contract here. Bruce Brown goes to Miami. They can help them, or he can help them win now while we get a first-round pick out of it. So we're going to do this trade. And that is the first trade we're going to do. I'm also going to see what I can get for Tim Hardaway. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get anything. But Bruce Brown, didn't think I was going to re-sign him. So I'm fine with just kind of like selling some pieces here. So Hardaway, same kind of ordeal here. If I can get like a second-round pick, I'll do it. I don't really think I'm going to re-sign him. So I'll take anything I can get. So like Norman Powell, I don't really want his long-term contract is the problem with that one. I want to be able to like go ahead and sign more restricted offers potentially. KCP in a second. I'm not sure why Denver does this. I think KCP is a really good starter for them. So most likely we're just going to have to hang on to Tim Hardaway and we'll just let him expire in the offseason. I don't really see any offers that I like. So this is what it's going to look like for the rest of the season. They actually want to start Duncan Robinson over Isaac Okoro. And I don't disagree because as much as I thought Okoro would become like a better shooter, he's shooting 28%. So it's not working out so far. So that contract may not age very well, but it's salary we can throw in a trade later on. I'm not too upset about it. It's not like the worst contract in the world. So it's all good, but we're going to go ahead and keep it going. One thing I'm very excited about, though, is our top 3 right now is having really good seasons. Halliburton's doing his thing. Benedict Mathurin's doing his thing. And Adam's out there averaging 16 and 9 and almost 2 blocks per game. So I feel really good about this big 3 right here at the very least. Obviously, there's more pieces we need to fill out, though, with the rest of the roster. And I most likely am going to be firing Rick Carlisle at the end of the season, although it's probably not his fault yet. But we can get a better head coach. I think that'd be the better thing to do as well. But I'll see you guys at the end of the season. So at the end of year 2, one positive thing about this season is the rookie we took at number 1 overall does end up, winning rookie of the year. So that's a positive sign for the future. But does Halliburton make another All-NBA team? We weren't very good this season. So yeah, I don't think I saw his name, but that's fine. We have a lot more building left to do. So hey, if we're going to enter the lottery again, that's totally fine with me. 21 from Halliburton, 18 from Mathurin, 16 from Adam, which we saw at the deadline. Nembhard with 10, 9 from Robinson, and then 9 from Jarris Walker, and then 7.5 from Isaiah Jackson. So let's simulate the playoffs, and let's see how these playoffs go. See who's win the championship. So it's not going to be the Blazers this time around. You're going to have the Thunder and the Warriors. The Warriors beat them. The Pistons, who just signed Obi Toppin, go out there and lose to the Warriors in 6 games. So LeBron James is going to retire a Clipper, which is weird. Chris Paul retires a Warrior. Okay. Staff retirements. Does Rick Carlisle hang it up? He does not. But we're going to go ahead. Even though I don't want to fully blame him, I'm probably going to fire him anyway. But let's see what pick we're projected to be. So we are projected pick number... Where are we? 4. Okay, so projected a top 4 pick. Obviously, I'm hoping for number 1. If we can add Cooper Flagg to this equation, that'd be amazing. But any rookie here would be just fine in my personal opinion. So we're going to get number 7. Wow, we got absolutely screwed. So drop all the way to 7, which really sucks. But adding another piece of this puzzle here doesn't hurt us at all. So staff signing, Rick Carlisle. Even though, again, I don't think it's totally your fault, I'm going to fire you. And we're going to try to get like a Frank Vogel, for instance, who actually used to coach in Indiana. So we can bring him right back to the team. And then we can also go out here and sign a guard guru with AJ Patton, and we call it a day. So let's go straight to draft night. I pick number 7. I don't think there's anybody else I need to trade here. I think we actually finally kind of have a clean slate. So at 7, we're going to see what we get. So number 1, obviously, Cooper Flag goes to the Hawks. That's big for them. Number 2, Dylan Harper. Number 3, Nicola. Number 4, Trey Johnson. Number 5, Kel Ware. Number 6, Jaleel Howard. And number 7 is us. Ace Bailey, I think, is the pick. We could take Aaron Bradshaw here, but I'm going to take Ace Bailey with this pick out of Rutgers. Don't know much about him, but he is going to be a, what is he? A 78 overall. So I actually feel decent about that. Don't know how much he progresses in 2K. I'm not sure. But one thing I feel like we have currently, I feel like we have a really good bench at the moment. I don't know if we have a good starting 5 yet. So Robinson, I'm declining. Holmes are going to go ahead and decline as well. But Jarris Walker, Nembhard, Benedict Mathurin are guys we're obviously going to accept. Isaiah Jackson, I think I'm going to, what has he done for us? So he's averaged, let's see, what has he done so far? 7.5, 4 rebounds. He's only 23 years old, 6'9". I'll extend it just in case. We'll extend the qualifying offer just in case. But do we have some money to sign like a interesting free agent? Again, we could be one of those teams that offers a good restricted offer on someone. So we might go ahead and do that. Halliburton and Nembhard, I love. Mathurin, Shepard. I don't know if I'm ready for Shepard to be like a backup 2 next year, but Okoro, Ace Bailey, that's great. Like that. And then Jarris Walker, and then Adam Mara and Paul Reed. So at the moment, I don't know if I can fully trust Jarris Walker to be a starting power forward for us. That's kind of where I'm at. Same thing with Okoro, but I guess we just drafted Ace Bailey, who I can bank on maybe being better. We'll see. Mathurin, of course, will be the starting 2. So if I went in free agency right now, obviously I have like Giannis Antetokounmpo, Tatum, but I'm curious. Like an Evan Mobley, obviously, for me, would be a home run. I mean, I would love to nothing more to go, offer an offer on Evan Mobley, and he just signs it. Cavs don't match. Most likely, though, they're gonna match it, right? So that probably won't happen. We're gonna, we're gonna offer it anyway because I want a good power forward here. Scotty Barnes, there is a chance Toronto wouldn't match it. I'm just not sure he makes a ton of sense here with Halliburton being like, a guy that needs the ball in his hands a lot. I feel like Barnes is more successful with the ball in his hands. I don't know. I don't know if I know enough about Barnes, though, to say that. So Franz Wagner, also want to mind him. 6'10", 15 points per game. I feel like adding Franz Wagner to the team would not hurt either. Restricted offer on him could go a long way. John Collins. You also have a Jaden McDaniels here. I mean, a Jaden McDaniels, he also enters unrestricted free agency, so don't hate that. Patrick Williams. So yeah, it's kind of getting slim pickings as we go further down the list. If I'm going to get a power forward, McDaniels is at the top of my list. I said Franz Wagner also would be a really good option. And I think I actually do want Franz Wagner. Imagine we can add Franz Wagner to the team. For some reason, Orlando never matches his offer. So we're going to go ahead and offer Franz Wagner a deal, and we're going to see what Orlando decides to do with it. If we can get him as our power forward next to Halliburton and Mathurin, I would feel really good about that for the future. I'm also going to offer McDaniels as well, just in case. So I'm going to offer a lot of money to Jaden McDaniels. Actually, that might be too crazy. I'm not going to do that. Let's go 4-year 25. That still feels like a lot of money for him. So I wonder if Minnesota would be willing to, match that, even though he's not he's not restricted. So it's kind of fair game. So Evan Mobley, of course, would be my dream scenario here. So we're going to try for him first. Cavaliers do not match it. So we can get McDaniels or Franz Wagner right now. So which one do we want? Which one? I think I'm going Franz Wagner. I think I'm going to go Franz Wagner here. I think I don't usually ever get him. He's an 85 overall. I feel like if I move to power forward, it might even go up in overall. So we're going to go Franz Wagner as our brand new piece to this Indiana squad. Orlando, for whatever reason, does not match the contract. So Franz Wagner, welcome to the Pacers. Wow, he goes down like crazy at power forward. I did not realize that. He's 6'10". How on earth does he go down that much? That's insane. All right, regardless, we'll figure it out. He'll still play power forward. We're going to find a way. So Franz Wagner is going to play power forward for us, and then Adam, Paul Reed, so that's fine. And I feel like we could probably sign like another backup 2 or a backup. Actually, we're going to forward. So I'm going to sign a backup 2 and call it a day. So backup shooting guard, Isaiah Joe. Can never go wrong with Isaiah Joe. Welcome to the team. And now I'm kind of expecting to be a playoff team this year, or a play-in team. Play-in team, maybe to temper my expectations a little bit. And also sent Cloak as a third string center, but I'm good. Let's go to player progression, and let's see how it's looking. So I'm curious to see what Jarris Walker goes up to, Okoro, and obviously, Mathurin. So Franz Wagner up to an 86, Mathurin up to an 83, Mara up to an 84, or 82, sorry. Jarris Walker up to an 80, and then Okoro does not move, but he's an 80 overall. That's fine. I mean, him off the bench isn't the worst thing in the world. Paul Reed is down, and Isaiah Joe is down. Shepard and Mark Mitchell are up, though. So I feel like we can be a playing team, though. Now we have Frank Vogel. We got Franz Wagner. Really solid team here in Indiana at the moment, in my personal opinion. So let's go take a look at the rotation all together, see what it's looking like, and see what kind of damage we can do this year. Because I know we have the scoring with Franz Wagner, Adam, Halliburton, and Mathurin now. So I feel like we're going to be able to score with anybody. And I feel good. I feel really good. So let's go take a look at this rotation for year number 3. Are we a contender? Maybe. I don't know. That might be too crazy to say. But we're definitely pretty damn good. So right now they want to run a grit and grind system. Can we have a 4-star anywhere? We cannot. So no 4 stars anywhere. I'm going to move this to a balance. That's the most simple way to do things. And then this is what it's looking like currently. But I wonder if I move Frank Vogel to balance if things change. I feel like they're definitely going to. So let's go to balanced and let's see what it would look like if it's at a balanced system. Does that change the rotation at all for him? So yes, it does. So Franz Wagner goes up to the starting. You know what? I don't hate it. We're going to start Franz Wagner at the 3 because Jarris Walker could still start, which I'm okay with because we'd either be starting Okoro or obviously Ace Bailey, if not that. So I'm okay with it. So this is what your starting 5 is going to look like. Walker will still start. Adam at the 2, or sorry, at the 5. What am I talking about? Okoro, Nembhard, Ace Bailey, Isaiah Joe, and that leaves Paul Reed in for minutes if we need him, just in case an injury happens. So we're going to simulate year 3. Kind of expecting to play in team this year, but we'll see what happens. So year number 3 actually goes really well. We actually went from not being a playoff team. I thought we'd maybe be a play-in team, but no, we got the 4 seed in the East. I guess I can't be too surprised by that. We have actually a really solid roster. So 21 and 11 from Halliburton, 20 from Franz Wagner, came in and immediately made a difference. 19 from Adam, 17 from Mathurin. I said at these 4, I knew we'd have a bunch of scoring with that. And, you know, Jarris Walker with 11 and 8 and a block as well. Nembhard with 9, and then, yeah, 9 from Isaiah Joe. 8 from Ace Bailey, so not too bad. 8 and 6 from him, actually, which is not too bad at all. 7 from Shepard, and Okoro from with 6. Not too bad. We're the 4th seed in the East. Are we going to win a championship this year? I don't know about all that, but I guess I can't rule it out. We'll see how it goes. We got the Toronto Raptors in round 1. So the Toronto Raptors, they got Dinwiddie, OG, Scotty Barnes, Siakam, Miles Turner. So Miles Turner ends up in Toronto. They have a really solid roster. I would not be surprised at all if they beat us in round 1. So game 1. We're up 1-0 though. We beat them by quite a bit. Pretty hefty margin there. Game 2, 2-0. Game 3, 2-1. Game 4, Mathurin gets hurt. That's not great, but yeah, they even it up. So is Mathurin playing through it? He is. He's down to 78 though. That's a pinch. Actually, he may not be playing through this. No, he is. Wow. All right, man. Huge game 5. We went up 2-0 at one point, but now things are looking kind of bleak for us, especially with all the injuries we're dealing with at the moment. But you never know. Let's see if we can win this huge game 5. Somewhat close, but it looks like the Raptors have our number here. And they do. They beat us by 6. Pretty close game. Halliburton did all he could. With the injuries, it might be too much to overcome. We're going to Toronto to maybe force a game 7 if we could beat them in game 6. Relatively close game. Kind of had it there for a moment. We take it back, and Toronto's going to take it back and run away with it. So injuries hurt us at the end of the day. We lose to the Raptors, unfortunately. But it's a great step that we made it into the playoffs. You got Heat, Grizzlies, and the Heat are going to go on with the championship. So I don't know if there's anything I'm going to do this offseason that's going to be too crazy. I'm glad that we took the step that we did. We have the 21st overall pick. I don't think we have any picks from anybody. We got a lot of 2028 picks, which unfortunately we probably won't get that far. Maybe we do, but I'm expecting to win a championship in the next 2 years probably. So let's go straight to rookie signing because I don't even care what 2K takes me at 21 because I'm not too concerned about them. But we get Darius Acuff Jr., who's a 74 overall. I will sign him definitely. Ben Shepard, I'm going to accept it. We're going to accept all these, and I think Mathurin's a free agent. So yeah, we're going to obviously look to re-sign him. And then is Halliburton a free agent as well? Mathurin and Nembhard are free agents, and Paul Reed. So I am obviously going to go ahead and not waste any time. We're going to get Mathurin back. No brainer there. Nembhard I'm going to bring back as well. And then if there's a good back of 5 I can bring in, Bol, Achua, Nick Richards, Drummond. You guys know how much I love Drummond. The simulation seems to be a cheat code. Hartenstein. I'm going to go Precious Achua. We're going to sign Precious Achua to a deal. So we're going to sign these 3 guys. We're going to move on from Paul Reed, and we're going to get Achua. So Achua is going to be our new backup 5, and that might be what we do. So I think that's going to be it. Yeah, I think we're good. So we're just going to go straight to player progression. Not going to do anything too crazy this offseason. So let's see if Walker goes up anymore. Let's see if Okoro maybe jumps up. Maybe. We'll see. So we're going to have Mara up to an 85, so that's ideal. Franz Wagner still an 86. Mathurin does not move, unfortunately. Ace Bailey up to an 81, so that's ideal. Okoro down. Achua's up. So nothing too crazy. I mean, there's a chance I guess up the deadline to make like a big trade, but I highly doubt it. I don't think that's going to be the MO, but I won't rule it out. I won't rule it out, but I'm feeling good about our chances this season. I think we could definitely be a contender this year. I don't know. There's just a gut feeling that I have that we can be. So 4-star balance. We got the force in the East last year. Injuries obviously really hurt us. But if there's a chance to stop the trade deadline to make like that big trade to push us over the top, I think we got to do it. So at the end of this season, we finish up as the 3rd seed in the East, and we get to play Cooper Flag and the Hawks in round 1, it looks like. But this is what it ended up being: 24-12, 19.5 from Franz Wagner, 19 from Adam, and then 15.5 from Benedict Mathurin, 11.5 from Ace Bailey. So actually a really good rebounder as well throughout the simulation, which is great. Jarris Walker, 10.5 and 8. Simulation went really well. I thought about stopping the deadline to make a big trade. I decided not to. Things were clicking, so I decided to keep things the way they are at the moment. So hoping it pays off here. I would love to at least get out of round 1 if possible. We get the Atlanta Hawks. Okoro's fully healthy. So they have Trae Young, Kobe Buffkin, Cooper Flag, Sneak Bay, Livers. I assume they have some injuries here because DeJounte Murray is not in there. And then is Livers, or is who? Is Livers really their starting center at the moment? Is that really what they're doing? So yeah, Murray is hurt. Don't know how long, but that's huge if he's out for a while. He's down to an 80 overall, so I assume he's out for a while. He's going to be out 2 to 4 weeks. So that's huge for us. We got to take advantage of that. And they don't have a good 5 on the roster, so kind of surprised by that. Obviously, they do have Cooper Flag and Trae Young, though, so that's not going to be easy by any means. Both really good. My bad. I really started coughing there, so I had to cut for a second. But we're down 1-0. Not a great start. We evened it up, though. Game 3, huge. We're down 2-1. Are we going to go down 3-1? Yes, we are. Okay. So Cooper Flag and the Hawks seem to have our number here, which really is unfortunate. But who knows? Maybe we can come down from 3-1 and make things interesting here. Close game. We get it at the end here, maybe. Can we take the lead back at the end? No, we cannot. We are going to fall. Hey, maybe. Hold on. Hold the phone. Oh, we lose. Okay, so we lose again. I'm going 1 more year on this. 1 more year. But I have a interesting player that I kind of saw, and the team just lost in the 2nd round. So I'm going to go make one last big trade if I can make it. We'll see if I can. But this will be the final move, and we're going to bank on next season being the year. Just kidding. He is a free agent. I thought about trading for Jabari Smith at the trade deadline. I decided against it. Kind of wish I did. Probably would have helped us out a bunch. The Rockets were like contending, but they were like really good, but they said they were selling for or rebuilding for whatever reason. And yeah, probably should have taken advantage of getting Jabari Smith Jr., although he did have a no trade clause. So who knows if he would have waived it to come over here. But regardless, that was my move that I had in the back of my head. But we got 1 more offseason here. I'm going to go 1 more offseason on this and hope for some success next year. So let's just go ahead and fill this out. We're going to need a coaching staff. So let's get straight to draft night. Obviously, next year is 2028. But I want to use these assets because 2028, these picks might be very valuable. I actually don't know. I haven't even looked once yet. So let's see. If we put all these picks on the table, how valuable are they? They may not be valuable at all. Our pick, probably not very valuable. Dallas or Clippers pick, 2-star. Mavericks pick, 1.5. Miami's pick. Yeah, it's nothing crazy. Obviously, at the trade deadline, they might be very valuable. So maybe we'll wait till that. At the trade deadline, we'll probably make a move this time around. So let's just go straight to player options and let's see what we got. So we got Mark Mitchell, I'll accept. Mara, Bailey, bring them both back. With Jarris Walker, Ben Shepherd, 2 guys I definitely want to bring back if possible. Victor Wembanyama is a free agent. Interesting. Jarris Walker's going to ask for $20 million. Ben Shepherd asking for like not much at all, little to nothing. So I'm going to sign him back. He'll probably be our backup 2 next year with Isaiah Joe being gone now as well. I am going to also sign like a Josh Christopher or a DiVincenzo because that's a salary I can throw in a trade. So I'm going to sign DeAnthony Melton to a deal. And then we're going to sign Jarris Walker back. And then at the trade deadline is where we make the big move. We're going to hope some of those picks are very valuable. So Jarris Walker asking for quite a bit, but we don't want to lose him for nothing, obviously. So that will be it. So we're going to bank on the deadline being our last final move. I should have done it last year, decided against it. This year I will not. So Adam's up to at 87 at this point, Bailey 84. So that's really promising. So I mean, technically make like Franz Wagner more expendable if we think we can start Ace Bailey next year, which he's not shooting any threes. So I don't think I want to do that. I want to keep Franz if possible, but it definitely gives us the option if we need to. But I will see you guys at the end of next season, or actually at the trade deadline. I'm making a move at the deadline 100,000%. We have all the assets in the world to do it. Our 2028 picks, I mean, one of those teams has to be really bad, right? One of those picks is going to be super valuable, if not 2 or 3 of them. So I have a good feeling about the idea of making a big trade at the deadline. I think we can pull it off, but I will see you guys once we get there. So we're at the trade deadline, and I told you guys we're going to make a big move here. So I actually don't know what these picks look like as far as value is concerned. So our pick is not good. Clippers pick's 3-star. Mavericks pick is 2-star. And Heat's pick is okay. So the Clippers pick is going to be the valuable prize here. So I have a couple guys I'm looking at, and this is what we're going for. So these are the 2 guys we are looking at that made sense to possibly go for. First is going to be Orlando's Paulo Banchero. They suck really badly. 14 seed in the East. Maybe Paulo's tired of it. The following players are on the trade block. Paulo Banchero is on the trade block. Interesting. Another guy I was kind of looking at was Chet Holmgren, who is on the Jazz for some reason. For whatever reason, the Magic did not keep him. So, Paulo or Chet is who I'm looking at, honestly, here. So, which one do I want is the question. I mean, you really can't go wrong with either. Chet, 16 and 11, 2 blocks, 39% from 3. On the other hand, Paulo Banchero, 19 points per game, 7 rebounds, 46. I think I'd rather have Chet. I feel like Chet makes a little bit more sense, and I don't ever get Chet anyway. So I'm going to go for Chet Holmgren. So let's see if we can get Chet on this team. I don't even know if I can match his salary. So $38 million is going to be needed in this trade. If I have to trade Jarris Walker, I'm not opposed to it. I'm definitely down. So it's going to suck, but we're going for it. I mean, this is what we're doing here. So I'm going to be willing to throw. I'm going to try to do it without Jarris Walker, but I don't know if it's going to be possible. So Achua in this trade. Okay, we're getting somewhere. And then you can give me, like, you have a few, like minimums here. So those guys are all two-way players. You have like Stewart here, but that's not gonna do it for him. So like, Achua's not making enough. I mean, I could throw Nembhard in here, but obviously he's hurt at the moment. So Jarris Walker would do it. So I mean, I want to keep Jarris Walker if possible, but with Nembhard being hurt, I can't trade him, which is so dumb. He's out 2 to 4 weeks. I wish 2K would fix that because injured players get traded all the time. But I am going to let's try to expand it out to this. Let's say it's this. Then you give me, like, I don't know, Hodge. Okay, so I think we can do something like that. But maybe it's one of your worser players, like Barnes, Nelson Barnes. I think we can get somewhere with this. So, Corell Melton, Achua, Mark Mitchell, and of course, I'll offer that Clippers pick and that Mavericks pick. That's 2 stars. So, all this for Chet Holmgren. What do you say? They agree we get Chet on the team. Let's go. So, we were able to keep Jarris Walker on the squad as well, which is huge in my opinion. So, Chet is going to move to the power forward spot. We're going to have him play the 4 next to Adam, which is great. But this was the move we wanted. We wanted to go all in here, and this is what we're doing. So, this is what it's looking like. Halliburton, Mathurin, Franz Wagner, Chet, Adam, Ace Bailey, Jarris Walker. That's going to have Acuff and Shepard step up, which I'm okay with, but obviously, Nembhard being hurt hurts our depth a little bit. But we're very top-heavy at this moment. I don't care. 33 and 18. I'll see you guys in the playoffs. Wow, to my surprise, Adam actually wins MVP to end things off here. 22, 14, and 2 blocks. I mean, this is our moment here. We're trying to make the finals, win the championship. And this is our final season. So we are the 2nd seed in the Eastern Conference. I feel good about Chet is hurt day-to-day. Nembhard is season-ending injury. So that's huge for us. But I feel like this is our moment here, man. I feel like we could definitely at least get out of round 1. Although we do run into the Cavaliers, who no longer have Mitchell, instead they have Jaden Hardy. I'm feeling good about our chances here, but obviously you never know with this game. We're running a 9-man rotation still. Isaiah Hardenstein's on our roster. Interesting. Somebody current round, and we are going to sweep the Cavaliers. Halliburton gets hurt. Is he playing through it, or is he out 1 to 2 weeks? He's out, man. He is actually out. Wow, that is hurtful. Okay. Darius Mathurin. Okay, well, we're going to have to do it without him. We could get him back eventually, but that hurts a lot. Okay, game 1. I think we're playing the Knicks. I mean, they have Brunson, Davis, RJ, Trey Lyles, Robinson. Yeah, their team. I guess Randall's hurt for them as well. I don't know how long he's out, but that's huge. So that kind of like matches it a little bit. So he is out 2 to 4 to 6 weeks. So yeah, now that they have Randall out, that helps us a lot. And Halliburton being out, obviously. So it kind of evens it out at this moment. They even it up though. Game 3, we're gonna lose because we don't have Halliburton, aren't we? Wow, 3 to 1, man. Losing Halliburton in this final season hurts really badly. I'm not going to lie. But it's not over yet until it's over. So let's see if we can come back from 3 to 1 potentially. And we are going to win this one, it looks like, unless we choke at the end. Okay, so we win this one. All we got to do is win another one. Halliburton is back. He's able to play. Okay, that's huge. That is huge. Chet's out, though. Are we serious? Chet's hurt now. He's out for the season. This is what happens with the injuries being on, man. All right, well, let's see what we can do without him. I mean, we still have a decent squad without him. There is a chance that we could do this without Chet. We got to win this one, though. Close game, and we are going to win it at the very end. Wow, 30 and 14. Halliburton comes back to save the day. And now we got to win a Game 7 in Indiana to go to the Eastern Conference Finals without Chet. Made the big move for Chet, and he gets hurt, which really sucks. But we are going to win. Wow, huge, man. We get out of the East or the second round as well. Eastern Conference Finals here. Still a solid team. I think we run an 8-man rotation, by the way. We got to at this moment. So Nembard and Chet, losing both of them really, really hurts. But here we go. Going against the Hawks in the Eastern Conference Finals. Game 1. Halliburton's fully healthy, so that's huge. Up 1-0. They evened it up. Game 3, 2-1. Game 4. Hartenstein gets hurt, out for the season. Are we serious, bro? Game 5, we still beat them. Wow. Okay, I don't even know what the Hawks looked like. They don't have Trae Young. I know that for a fact, so that definitely helped out a lot. So they have Shea. How did we beat this team? Shea goes to Alexander is on the Hawks right now, and we still won? I have not even going to question it. Okay, 2K, we almost lost in the Knicks, but we beat the Hawks. You know what? Whatever. I'll take it. Injuries are killing us right now, but still, at least we still have Halliburton. We get the Grizzlies in the NBA Finals. They have Barnes, Adam, Jalen Duren, a very, very solid squad. Game 1, 1-0. Beat them by 6. Game 2. Are we really about to do this without Chet? No, they're going to even it up, aren't they? Nope. Beat them in 5. Wow, bro. Holy moly, I did not think it was possible, but Adam win Finals MVP. I think having him, 23 and 17, 3 blocks, absolutely amazing in the Finals. I thought once Halliburton was out and Chet was out, we were done for. But somehow, we squeak it out, and we win a championship. So, lovely, man. It took us a little bit, but I'm happy with the result. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Fun little Pacers rebuild. I'll see you guys in the next video. As always, this is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.